Okay, so the weird thing is I can actually remember it like it was yesterday, and the year was 2018. The specific date was March 20th, and this guitarist, this small-time guitarist from Connecticut named John Mayer, had recently decided that he was leaving his old company, Fender, and he was moving over to PRS, and John Mayer had been the Strat guy for like years and years and years and years, so this was like big news for like not just the guitar community, but for like huge fanboys like myself. This was kind of everything that everyone was talking about. What is John Mayer gonna even do with PRS? And then they came out with the Silver Sky, which is like their S-style thing. That was his new venture. Wanted to see how it was gonna like fare amongst the guitar community, and it was probably one of the more polarizing guitars to have come out like in the last 10 years. People didn't really know what to think. The big question was, is it a Strat or isn't it a Strat? Like, what actually is this thing? Is John Mayer's take on the S-style guitar, his new take, actually innovating something, or should it be left behind? Like, that's what everyone, myself included, wanted to know. And so, of course, me being the huge fanboy that I am, I drove to every guitar store that I could possibly find, and I asked the clerk immediately at the time, can I play the Silver Sky? Can I see what it was like? And they were like, brah, we don't have one of those. We won't have one for like a year. They're back ordered till the end of July, like 2027. And I was like, dang, man. But I was able to wait that long, and I eventually got my hands on one, which is what makes this new thing really interesting, because we've seen Paul Reed Smith's take on the S-style guitar. And I feel like that begs a completely different question when you really think about it. What would his take be like on a T-style guitar? And I didn't even know this was happening until like literally 24 hours ago, when I got word, like a lot of people, that there may or may not be a T-style guitar in the works from PRS. And then I was like, okay, so what? And then they were like, there may or may not be 2 T-style guitars in the works from PRS. And I was like, whoa, 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 stop right there. Literally stop, because I have to go get dinner. But then I want to talk about this. And they were right. There were 2 T-style guitars coming out. So I'm interested, what would this actually look like? Because when you think about the Silver Sky, you're like, okay, that kind of looks like an S-style guitar, so is this gonna be an exact replica? Like, what is this actually gonna specifically be like in the moment? So friends, it's my honor and my pleasure to introduce you. Wait, hold on. I don't know if I really want to do this. Like, is it the right time? I've got muffins in the oven. Okay, never mind. Wait, we'll do this. We'll do this, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to the new PRSs. All right, for our first model, we have the NF53, which is the more traditional T-style model. It's got no coil split like I'm used to on a PRS, which is really interesting because this is probably the first PRS that I've played in a long time, maybe ever, that does not have a coil split function. It's just trying to do the T-style thing, so that'll be the interesting one to try. But it's not even just that they did that, they also came out with a Miles Kennedy signature guitar that has a lot of interesting specs that I just figured out. And for those of you who may not know Miles Kennedy, he has a little song called Anastasia with a little known guitar player who wears hats. Yeah, you heard me correctly, hats. His name is Slash. That's literally all I know. Super interesting because it has a 5-way. And I know it's supposed to be modeled after a T-style, and I heard straight from the word up top that it's like Paul Reed Smith's take on a T-style guitar, but like both of these models are supposed to be. But this one is interesting, like I said, so you can kind of almost get the Strat thing. Like, I'm wondering if Corey Wong could get something on this, because we're going through a Princeton right now. But if we really want to get into like, let's just do the Tele style thing. Bridge pickup. Oh my. I feel like the Silver Sky looks a lot more like an S-style guitar than this looks like a T-style. Like, you can tell this is modeled after a T-style guitar, but it looks a lot more unique. So they both look like pretty similar. This does have the NF53 on the headstock, and fun fact, I did actually go to the movies with the rapper NF once. He didn't know that, but we were both there at the same time. I want to see how it does heavy. This is interesting because I feel bad doing this one clean because it's like Miles Kennedy. I'm just trying to figure out like who these guitars are for, especially the Miles Kennedy one. I feel like initially you would feel like the NF53 was the one like that's more traditional, the one that would be circulating around and everyone would be like, that would be the more versatile one. Miles Kennedy, the guy who's playing an Ultra Bridge, is like the guy with the 5-way selector who wants to be able to do 10 different things. And maybe in the comments, someone who's like a fan of Ultra Bridge can tell me like what's up with that. But yeah, I don't even really know what to say when it comes to these two guitars, like what they're trying to do, because I think they vary quite a bit in like the capabilities of a traditional T-style guitar, if we're just gonna say a Telecaster, like the amount of bass that they have in the pickup, which is gonna range with what I feel like the specific player likes. Like, are you a person who is really, really interested in like a Telecaster, but you've always been like, I want a little bit more bass? Or are you a person who's like, I want as much treble as possible, like a traditional Telecaster? But it's just interesting to see what Paul Reed Smith's take on this was. Anyway, I want to know what you think. What is your thought on Paul Reed Smith's take on a T-style guitar? Like, what do you think? Are you all about it? Are you all in? Are you like, no, I want my traditional Telecasters. I like them the way they are. Like, are you going to get this body shape? Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. It was so much fun to make it and see what I can do and be in a couple new environments more recently. If you want to know anything about this Miles Kennedy signature or the NF53, you can get them both at Sweetwater. The links are in the description. It's one of the best ways to support the channel. If that's something you want to do, or if you're just curious about these guitars, make sure to check them out. Like and subscribe if you had a good time, and most important of all, like most importantly, have a fantastic day. I was trying to get Paul Reed Smith in this video because we were in the same area, and I actually walked by him on my way to a meeting and I didn't get to say hi.